Boys, welcome to the stream. Today, we got a very simple plan, especially since it's Minecraft. So, yeah, basically today we're going to be touring the Minecraft world, and we're going to be checking out all the things we've done. It wasn't on stream. I've never showed this to anyone, I think, content-wise to you guys. So I'm excited for you guys to know, like, the whole little lore we have behind it, I guess. No, yeah, it was an amazing time. We played with me and my friends. We did a couple cool things, a couple cool builds on the server. And, we got the Minecraft world today to explore. And maybe a little hardcore later. Who knows? But, yeah, I'm stoked to show you guys, the world we worked so hard on. In this world, it was, I'm totally forgetting, because we played, we call it Mended. It was our little quote-unquote brand for something that was private to us. This was private. We may do the next one. I may stream the next one. Next Mended we do, but, yeah, this one was like a private server, so, yeah, here we are. So you're wondering why I'm in the ocean. Well, basically, we set the biomes in the very, very beginning when we created this world. We set the biomes to large biomes, and we did not expect, but we spawned in the middle of the ocean. Now, of course, I think one of our friends set up their base in this, and this was when, around the time, I think we ended at the time of when 1.16 first launched, but this was Snapshot era. We did this whole world in Snapshot, and yeah, this is basically where it all began. We had like a whole journey of making it to land and trying to find land, and I'll show you where we first settled. It is insane, but yeah, the very first beginning of this world was insane, where we all were in the ocean, and we kind of went out and explored, and it was one of the most fun we've ever had in Minecraft. And we ended up at this area in the overworld. We went through, and we ended up going to this. Now, this is where we first settled. This is where we first settled. Of course, it doesn't look like we first settled here, because it's like, it's very well built, and yeah. But this is, we ended up landing, I think, oh god, this is Miles's pumpkin farm. But, yeah, this is where we kind of first ended up. We came in from the ocean round to here. And this is where we first came from, the little ocean base that was in that direction, I think. This was the start of where we all went down. So we all kind of settled here, and we all started building. Now, this ended up being, we all eventually moved on and made our own bases. But this was Miles who stayed here. And this was where we first kind of began. I'm trying to look for something, but I think Miles got rid of it. Yeah, because he was a very advocate. Okay, so basically when we first landed, I got a dog and it immediately died. And the dog's name was Boner Dog. Now, God, the quest of Boner Dog. It was sad though, because it died, and the fucked up part was that Miles set up like a booth right here and just started, like, I set up a tombstone, like, I think right here, and then Miles set up a booth right here to sell Boner Dog's, like, flesh and shit and bones, and it was so morbid. But he was basically, and then he wrote, like, under the tombstone that Boner Dog went to hell. It was a great meme. This was where we first dropped off, and Miles, being the insane builder, made this place look amazing. Absolutely beautiful. But let's move on. Eventually, we all started heading in that direction, and we all started traveling out at the same time for some reason, which killed the server at the time. And then everyone logged off besides me and Python, who are actually exploring. So basically, we headed off in like the direction, eastern, kind of eastern southern direction. Victor still has your map. Oh yeah, Victor stole this part of the map. And we'll get to that later, but we're about to get to the big part where the lore first began with like the wars. So yeah, and Geneva conventions and shit like that. It was fucked. So I want to make our way to what we called the Teen Titans Tower, and this was really the start of the wars. Yeah, sure. I guess I'll add you into the call, Miles. I don't see a problem with that. Hopefully you don't act a fool. Hello.
I'm very excited to tell the stories of Teen Titans Tower.
Yeah, so I'm on my way to Teen Titans Tower. God, there's some lore behind it.
Did you ever find out where Victor's base was?
Yes, I have the chords. He told me. I
Okay,
asked him beforehand.
cool.
So, yeah. So basically, we headed this far. This is, and by the way, all this distance I've traveled in the Nether is only an eighth of the distance we traveled in the overworld, because that's how the Nether works. So, yeah, beyond this portal is 8 times the distance I just traveled in the Nether, which is really far. And, I'll pull up the chords real quick. Yeah, this is how far out we traveled. We traveled far to settle until we found a plains biome, because that's what we were looking for, and this is the first plains biome. And we have the Teen Titans Tower. Now.
Okay, so the Teen Titans Tower was originally Isaac and Dayton's base. Dayton's base was the one in the ocean.
No, Dayton
Yeah, but you lived with Dayton. You lived with Dayton too.
Yeah, Dayton, I guess, Dayton was the later on. So this was me, Isaac, and Dayton's base. We kind of settled here. And, yeah. And this
Eventually...
used to be wooden. Okay, let me start saying the stories. So, this used to be wooden. Now, it was a very starter base. We had this really T kind of design. We called it the Teen Titans Tower. And then Victor joined. So,
Victor join?
In this direction over here, we had a little village. Now, actually, I'm going to get to the village later. I'm going to explain the village later. But, you can see some, like, random blocks right here. They used to be over there. This is what Victor called Turkey. Now,
and he was talking about, like, freeing Palestine or something like that. And he would, like, anytime we would chase him or anything, he would just yell, Turkey, Turkey, Turkey.
Turkey! So, yeah, Victor was the 8-ball of the server. We never knew what the hell he was going to do. He was the
Anytime he was on the server, we were just, like, watching him.
Yeah, with an eye,
and,
a
like,
bird's eye.
He dug into the ground to make a house, and he, like, put a door in front of it, and then berry bushes around it as the walls.
It was awful.
And then he just started building, and he just towered.
Okay, so let me explain. The War of Turkey. So, so this base used to be originally wooden, and we built it, and we had like this little area over here, and we have a village over there that we settled in, and a little mine right there, and basically there was a war, kind of a subtle war that we didn't even make for a bit. Just Victor created it. So what happened was basically this became Zen's base, and Victor built like this tower of random blocks that was hard to travel up. And basically at the very top there was a door that just said the, and it was so great. And he called it Turkey, like the country Turkey. And he kept on, he was like the president of Turkey. So basically you can see some blocks over there of kind of like parts, because he expanded, and I'll tell you,
I donated 20 diamonds to Turkey, and I owned it for a little bit.
Yeah, so
before the end.
Yeah, so basically Turkey built up, and he was supposed to stay in that area, and eventually we transferred ownership to Zenith, and Zen owns this base. Zen owned this base, and it used to be wooden. Now, what happened was I flew beside the base, and I was spamming right click, and a flint and steel touched it, and it lit it up, but it lit only the roof on top, and we put it out quickly. And then Victor came, and he came to the top of the roof, spammed the whole building with fire, and said, whoops, misclick. And Zen's whole base came burning down. It was a torch. It was a beacon.
We just flew back and built some chairs and watched the fireworks.
Yeah, we all gave up on putting out. We tried, but yeah, no, the base got burnt down, and that was the beginning of the War of Turkey in Zenith. Zen versus Victor and the War of Turkey. So basically Zen had to rebuild the whole base, and I think he built it into diorite originally before it turned into quartz. So that was stage 2 of the building. That was stage 2, so it wouldn't burn down. He built all that white stone. I think it's diorite, isn't it? I think so. Anyways, yeah, no, but Turkey was tall, and he wasn't supposed to expand. But then, out of nowhere, Victor started to decide bridging out and expanding his territory. And soon
He
enough,
bridged into the base, and it was just full of holes.
He bridged into a base like it was a tentacle, and it wrapped around the whole base, throughout the base, destroyed so many things. And the base was obliterated, and that was like the first war crime from Victor. So Victor, not supposed to expand, decided to expand his random blockiness of Turkey and turn into tentacles and ruined it.
Wasn't our country Poland that was fighting against Turkey?
Yeah, we made a country. I think this was Poland. This little bridge over here. This little thing was supposed to be Poland. And yeah, no, this was basically... Yeah, it was a failed attempt. We tried fighting fire with fire. It was futile. Victor was just too powerful.
Victor is very powerful,
He's
young
a very powerful man. Turkey was just too powerful, so we infected Zen's whole base, and eventually Zen got on, chased Victor into the portal. It was awful. So this was like Zen eventually started chasing Victor and started almost killing him, and I think he disconnected around right here or some shit in this, and Zen was basically
it was at the turn.
It was at the turn.
Trapdoors.
Okay, it was at the turn over there, and he basically camped him, and it was so great because Victor disconnected and combat locked, and Zen was just waiting until he got back on.
It was like an hour and a half too.
Yeah, he waited so long just to kill Victor for invading him. So Victor, he started committing like crimes and shit.
Little crimes.
Little crimes. There were so many points where he
would like steal my bed and then just go out into the ocean where there was like a small tower that went up to the surface just with one block, and it was just called like, that was the original start of Turkey before the base got burned down.
So basically there were so many mini crimes. Like once we chased Victor out, he became like a figure kind of like Osama bin Laden. He became a terrorist organization on the server, on this Minecraft server. So yeah, he was like Osama bin Laden, and eventually we were supposed to have like this Geneva conventions, like I don't know, like a lawyers. We were getting lawyers. Like I was gonna be Zenith's lawyer, and someone else was gonna be Victor's lawyer.
Dwarf was gonna be his lawyer.
Dwarf was gonna be his lawyer, and we were gonna go to court because of the war crimes. But then Zen decided to back to the camping part. He decided to camp him for like an hour and a half in that trapdoor area, which I talked about earlier. So
that night was a fateful night.
So then, finally, Victor wanted to get back on, and Zen killed him. And that was supposed to be it. And he could have brought that up in court, and could have used that as leverage in court, but he did not. And he decided to go a different route, which inevitably caused him to get banned on the server. So, yeah, you wonder why this Teen Titans tower isn't now made out of quartz instead of diorite? Basically, Victor came, and, he nuked the whole tower. Bamboo filled these lands. Like, I swear, every single block in this...
Yeah, I forgot about the bamboo.
In this whole plains biome, every single block was bamboo. It was AIDS. You could not operate. You could not get around. It was AIDS.
And Zen's base was just a hole. It was like a chunk area.
It no longer existed. It went down. Like, he dug down. The whole mines over here was nuked. There was holes everywhere. He went over to my village, which we worked hard on, nuked the shit out of that, broke the iron farm we have over here, which I'll show you guys. Literally, this whole area was just bamboo, and it was the worst thing to clean up. You can see kind of like it's overgrown. It's kind of like what do you call it? You know, like those overgrown images of fucking trenches in like after World War II. Hold on, let me pull up a picture of it. You guys see this? It's like, you see like these holes, and they're like the trenches of World War II, and they've overgrown basically with grass and shit, and there's like all these holes that like wouldn't naturally form, but because of the trenches, they've overgrown and shit. Yeah, so basically, that's my best way of saying what this looks like. Basically this. All of this shit, like, it's overgrown, but you can see the damages that were made, all the patches and shit, and TNT that blew up this area. We used to have, like, a whole market here until we had to put up this temporary market. That was the villager breeder that we had to rebuild. This was completely destroyed, this whole area, the pumpkin farm, the carrot farm, the iron golem farm. I wonder if the iron golem farm even still works, but still. Yeah, no. This whole area was obliterated. It was the worst thing. He obliterated that. And not only that, my hole, which is a project I worked on, which I'll show you guys in a bit.
The hole.
The hole. It was my biggest project I never got to finish, sadly, but it was a huge project. Everything was plummeted. We were supposed to have this whole thing, but we just thought, Victor, you took it a little too far for this whole war thing. We're probably gonna have to, you know, ban you off the server. So,
give you the boot, if you will.
Yeah, that was the end of Victor's legacy. And, a very sad legacy. I remember getting on the next day, I was so depressed. I was, like, sad. Because this whole area...
there was, like, a long while where we just didn't play Mended.
Yeah, like we talked about, like, just... That was around the area where I would say we kind of had a fallout with Mended. That was, like, our first fallout until, like, Mended, we just kind of stopped playing. And, yeah, but then we rebuilt the tower. And now it's Quartz Glory. The Great Teen Titans Tower, which doesn't really have that much. With nothing in it. Yeah, with nothing in it because we never really got to that part. And, yeah, this is just kind of a beacon. This is, like, honestly, this is what I'm going to say is Victor's tombstone. This is Victor's tombstone of the server. This giant T building, even though he's destroyed it, it's kind of a symbol of Victor.
It was a good joke.
It was a very good joke, but it ended in flames. And, yeah, that was the end of Turkey, which was the saddest thing. That was about it for this place. We had the village over there that worked really hard, and that was the most sad part. I think the village was because he killed all the villagers and said
the village took so long.
Yeah, it took so long because the villagers, we had like custom trades and shit, and he said they were enemies of the state and murdered them all. And murdered them all and kept the people and the breeders alive, which made no sense, and they were just useless. They were all like the green villagers that you couldn't even trade with. Was the communist of the server initially, was what you guys were saying. Yeah, he was ruled with an iron fist. And yeah, I think this is a good segue. I could bring you guys into the whole, the project I worked so long on, which I never got to finish.
I honestly think that project was a bit too big.
Yeah,
Mended was already kind of dying off.
Yeah, and I started the project a little late, so I think honestly, if I started like half a month earlier, I think I could have finished it. But
the whole was kind of all of our projects because we all contributed to something.
So you're wondering why there's so many chests here. These were all destroyed, obliterated by Victor, and all the items were left. But to show you the extent of the hole. Yeah. This is probably the best way to show you what is coming. Yeah. Yep,
It was pretty big.
It was...
I do have so many elytras.
Those were all the Ender Dragon kills. But, this was the hole. Hand dug out. Every bit of it. Hand dug. From this jungle, there's a mountain. We literally dug in the middle of a mountain. All the way down. Which we sadly could not finish. What was the point of this?
Yeah, it was gonna be down to bedrock.
Yeah, it was gonna be down to like bedrock. The point of this was supposed to be I was gonna have like you know that one map in survival games where it is it's like that jungle but island kind of thing with the pirate ships. We're gonna have like a little arena down there, and there's gonna be a center like tower that would shoot up, and my base would be like something in the sky. And it would be like this really cool entrance and shit. And it was this huge project.
Yeah, it's a perfect circle.
Yeah, it's a perfect circle, all stone on the walls. And it was this huge project we worked on with the beacon. But as you can see, like, of course this isn't like dug out with like a slow pickaxe. My pickaxe, you could just say, yeah. Like, every single layer we did, I'd have to go to the end dimension and repair my pickaxe because it was on the verge of breaking. Every single layer. And we got to Y level 28, which we were so close to finishing. So we dug from up here, because this was like the mountain area, Y level 89 to like 60 blocks we dug down of stone, trees. The trees
Wasn't
were
it 100 by 100?
Yeah, this is a 100 by 100 circle. We spent weeks, yeah. We spent weeks. This was our big project. Like, stone was no longer a problem. If you needed to build with stone, just hit up this area. We had unbelievable amount of stone. Then,
yeah,
of course, we had the ice.
Too.
And, yeah, this was going to be my base, but I just never got to finish it, sadly. And, yeah, this was my temporarily sleeping shack that... So then I could just sleep through the night so I didn't have to deal with mobs.
Didn't Victor destroy that too?
Yeah, he destroyed everything. And the worst part was he filled the whole hole with water. So putting that out was the worst.
With like different source blocks too.
Yeah, it was awful. It was the worst. He filled that whole hole with water, and that was also the part of the Great Victor bombing of Mended. Great Victor terrorist attack, basically. It was awful. And, yeah. That was my big project of the server. But, I'll show you guys, first off, I'll, show you guys, where Victor resided when he, basically tried to escape. Basically, this was in the middle of this mesa area where we were gonna have a shopping district. And we fought, like, 2 withers or 3 withers here. But, over beyond here, this was Ashton's base. This was Ashton's base and where he kind of resided after the second attack of Teen Titans Tower, was it? Or the first attack, I forget. Anyways, he made this sign for Victor. And a tombstone.
And a greater leader.
And a greater leader. And, yeah, this was basically his base. He had, some basic shit in here. I don't know, not very much bullshit. It was just okay. He had his little base, but let me show you Victor's temple where he resided.
I really like the stairs leading to nothing.
Yeah, the stairs just lead to nothing. I thought they led to something, but no. Yeah. How about we take a trip to Victor's place where he hid out whenever we were hunting him down. So he told me this only after Mended ended. We didn't know about this place. We didn't even know this place existed. But it is insane. So this is the
It took me so long to find it. He just told me, like, west from Ashton's base and then left the call.
Yeah. So this is, I think it was Dwarf's little circular thing that he was making. He was making like a...
No, Victor made all of this.
No. This Victor told me specifically this thing right here was made from Dwarf. I'm not trying not to show his base yet and have a epic reveal, but yeah, this was basically Dwarf's little thing that he set up. But Victor's base. Oh boy, Victor's base. This is where he resided. In this beautiful temple. Nowhere. We didn't even know this existed. And he made this. This temple. This beautiful temple. We never went to the shopping district, so we never thought he would be this close. See, like, Victor was smart. He was a very smart person. We thought he was far away, so we hunted him down.
It's not close to the big hole. It's not close to the big hole.
Yeah, no. But what he did, it wasn't in a distance where we started checking, because we thought, oh, the shopping district is a main area, so he wouldn't base there. But, like, that's an unknown area. Who the hell goes to the shopping district? Which we never even set up as shops. So, we never knew this, but there was just a river in the middle of this jungle. This is where he resided, and no one knew about this. Like, it was in the most unvisited area. He was smart. The town district, like the shopping district, we never really like explored.
Yeah, we only went for the wither, and he was probably building it then.
Yeah, like we never. Oh, God, here's the thing about Victor. We never caught wind of where he would be because he came on like so.
Yeah, he would
late
like
at
run
night.
away and like he would log off in the weirdest places too. I'm pretty sure his spawn point was on my bed for a while.
This was basically Victor's little area, and boy, was it amazing. God, I wonder what this looks like with shaders on. Hold on. God, I'm lagging a bit, but check this out. This beautiful base is where he resided. After all the terrorist attacks he committed on us, he made this.
And he had like red herring bases to like throw you off to.
Yeah, like they were shitty, like laughable bases. And then he had this thing. I never understood Victor, but yeah, it was like dummy bases that were like underground holes. So that's what he made us look for those and not realize that he had.
And he would just like run off and then like turn around, and he like would be at our bases while we were off chasing him.
So yeah, how about we move on to the funeral lore, the great funeral.
How long did we play on Mended? Like 6 months or something, right?
Yeah. After like I think right before Zen moved in and the whole war of Turkey began, Python moved into this base. Yeah. I may get Python in the call for this one. I may get Python in the call because he probably could have best explained this. But yeah, Python moved into this base and he had 2 villagers. I'm gonna actually add him to the call.
They're in basic if you want to join.
Here, just add Python to the call because I don't want to join all of them. Hello,
All right.
Python. Okay,
All right.
You're allowed.
All right.
You're allowed.
Yes,
Hold
I am going to share the story.
it. Okay.
So I've lived in this base for a long time. After I lived in the Titans Tower with Cat Ninja for a long time. I decided to move out and get my own place.
That's what
I've lived
everyone did,
here-
and then Zen moved in, of course, and
Yeah.
then the whole Victor lore began. But continue.
And then so I was just vibing in this base. Had a nice start for myself. And then I realized there's a village next to me. So I kidnapped a couple villagers and pretended like they were family. So I named one of them. His name was Tim, and Miles. He named the other one. You want to share his name, Miles?
I don't think Miles wants to share.
I'll have to pass.
All right. As I referred to him, his name was Funny Villager. And
you could refer him to possibly as the name of Ass Penis.
I can't even live on with that name
Such a
being
good name.
spoken.
So yeah, basically the villagers were
Yeah.
Tim and Ass Penis.
Just absolutely fantastic trades. I trade with them like on the daily. But then just one fateful day, I logged on to Mended, and I went to go check on them. They're gone.
I was on at like 11 and you got on at like 1 or something like that, and they were fine.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
got on and they disappeared. They were gone without an actual trace. I'm still livid about this.
Like, imagine if they're alive in this world. Like, we just never knew. Like, that Victor hid them somewhere.
Honestly, I'm willing to look. They were family to me, Drem.
But yeah, no, that was. I think this is where they were. Yeah, this looks like the stations that they were in.
That one under the stairs is Funny Villager's home. And then the one, all right, go over to the other room, the one next to like the cartography table. That was Tim. Tim the librarian. He sold me mending.
What did Ass Penis sell you?
Oh, he just gave me a ton of emeralds for gravel.
Oh. So yeah, basically they disappeared, and I think right outside here we had a little funeral for them. Hold on. Destroy your crops, I don't care. Yeah, here's their tombstones. Rip Tim, rip Ass Penis, and then... Who's
Oh.
Polly the Polish Emperor? Oh, that was the bird! Yeah! Okay. I have to...
I don't
have to-
remember this. I don't remember this.
Okay, so...
Rest in
Okay,
peace,
so... Basically, Victor, for for Poland when we had like that little revolution to try to
Oh,
stop
yeah.
Turkey. We had a what is it called? We had a what are they called? Parrot, yeah, a parrot as our like leader. And Victor found it in no time and slaughtered it.
There was
I
nothing
tried
left.
so hard. I tried so hard to save Polly.
Yeah, he killed it right in front of us. Yeah.
Yeah, then when you were there with us.
Oh God, yeah. Victor just killed it right in front of us. Rip
Victor's
Polly.
reign of terror knew no end.
And then right here we got the funeral. I can pull up some clips of it, but I think I have the book still. I think it's in the Reddit. Yeah, right here. This was the book that I read on stream when we had the funeral for Aspian. So I'm gonna pull that up real quick. So yeah, that was the funeral.
I hate
Anyways, let's go to the end.
Unfollow.
So this was the end. Basically this was the end biome. I think this is the last biome we really have to explore. I mean, we of course had the Nether fortress and stuff, which we flattened. Yeah, this was the entrance to the end biome. It was really cool. It was a rad biome entrance. And yeah, it doesn't really look like much. We had a plan to do a build here, but never really got to it. There's a
We never
decapitated
finished Robert's
statue.
base.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, this was Robert. Here's Robert. He was a chicken that we had in the end biome.
Yeah, I had one egg and I just decided to throw it and he came out.
Oh yeah, we Miles had a chicken egg and he just threw it down and a chicken came out and we called it the god of the end biome and its name was Robert. We built this end statue of Robert, which when we respawned the Ender Dragon it just got decapitated, which was funny. But this was like a little temporary throne we had for Robert. We planned to set up like this whole like base for Robert and we were gonna do like this whole what do you call it? The Fortress of Solitude, right? Is it? Or what is it named for? I keep forgetting it. Doom Eternal.
For sure, it's just the Doom Hunter base.
Yeah, the Doom Hunter's base
Or
or
the Doom
whatever.
Slayer's base or whatever. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Doom Slayer's base. It was yeah. Alright,
Why you-
just let me know if we're gonna play Phasmophobia, because I just may go play some hardcore for a bit.
Go play hardcore at Drem.
Alright, adios. Alright, so that was about it for the exploration part of the whole Mended server. Yeah. Holy shit, that server was crazy.